always get nervous before trying almost anything hard, but definitely before stuff where there's some potential risk. Biggest way that I manage fear on high balls is just like eliminating as much uncertainty as I can. Being fairly confident that I'm not going to fall at a height where I might get hurt. But you can never be 100% certain. And I feel like that's maybe part of the draw for me and a lot of people.
Does it feel worth it?
Yeah, it has so far. Okay, what do you guys think? Cardboard boxes or inflatables?
The boxes have like a one-time use, right? Like you smash them and then they're smashed.
That's kind of...
Inflatables seem like you could use them multiple times, but the novelty of the boxes is so fun.
I know that as the producer, I say boxes.
It's very British. I've only seen that in the UK. If everyone sends no falls, we should all just like climb up 15 feet and take a digger onto them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a vibe. This is so ridiculous.
This is heinous.
The crew's getting agitated. Yeah. They're fighting through bushes. They're pissed.
I'm still having a good time.
Okay.
One of the climbs that was highest on my list to do this season was this undone line out at Legoland that Nick Muehlhausen told me about before my 2022 trip. And I hiked out there in 2022, threw a rope down on it, and was like, wow, this is one of the most beautiful, hard high balls I've ever seen.
Ethan!
I think it just got harder. Just set it back in there.
Can you hand jam it now? I guess I could have cleaned it better. Oh man. Well, it's part of the landing now, I guess. I was kind of worried that might happen, but I like climbed on it last time I was here and just used the chalkstone as a hold, and that was like the crux. And now the spot where the chalkstone was, it's like a bit lower, but it's like quite juggy. So the whole climb is definitely a lot easier now.
This thing's fucking hard. I don't care what he says.
Not V8?
Yeah, V8 my ass. Yeah.
No! Come on. So where's this one going?
I think the organic should be on that rock.
Should we put the boxes down? Just for shits?
I want the feeling of climbing something ropeless, but I don't really want to risk actually hurting myself on something. So it's kind of like this funny paradox of, you know, making something that's inherently pretty dangerous as safe as possible, but I'm rappelling down things and dialing in moves, cleaning the rock as much as I can, thinking about where I may or may not fall. And sometimes there's just no amount of foam pads that can make something feel safe.
You want to do your test for me?
Sure. I honestly think like the boxes, if they're like pushed together so they can't just like expand and they have pads on the top, I don't think they're going to collapse that much.
This is definitely a new level of high ball pad protection that I've never seen or will ever use.
My friend Jeremy Shaneborn kind of gave me this idea to implement something from the film and stunt world, which is putting cardboard boxes in the landing. And I think everyone was a little bit dubious about whether or not it would actually work.
Hear me out. What if we put rocks in the boxes?
No.
That's a no. How about this though? How about this?
We assembled all these cardboard boxes and we stacked them all next to each other in the landing, and then Velcroed a layer of Mad Rock pads over the boxes. and everyone was just like, wow, this looks amazing. This is gonna work so well.
And then you can get your left foot up, and yeah, I think we all just want to reef on that ear a few times to make sure it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, the thing.
After you were like, yeah, dude, there's a chalkstone, but it's super bomber. It's not going anywhere. And there's an ear at the very top.
I'm just gonna pull it out and show everybody how bomber it is.
Yeah, I want to get up there myself, I think.
Just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? He was like, if I didn't, I know. I was like, I don't know, we're smoking a joint. I'm like, what, join this? And he's like, no.
Before I pull on to climb a high ball, I feel nervous and electrified. My pulse quickens. There's like a tightness in my chest, and I have to, you know, take really slow, deliberate breaths to calm myself down and just not feel quite so nervous and feel more relaxed in my body.
So you still get scared every time?
Every time. The better you get at something, the more you want to push yourself. A lot of us are like in it for the challenge and the process of discovering what's possible for us, and I think that process only remains fun if you're continually pushing yourself. And I think that the same goes for climbers. Higher, harder, more beautiful. Like, we're always looking for that next thing that excites us.
Good job.
Thanks.
Freaking cash.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
It was
Thanks.
sick to see that finally go down.
Yeah, totally. Big,
So sick, man.
big journey.
Yeah.
Mentally, pretty comfortable. You're just like, I mean, you're like, it's hard not to have the worst case scenarios like enter, you know, and then you're just like, just going through the motions, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
You look very casual.
Yeah, it was okay.
Strong.
Felt okay.
Strong word.
Thanks.
Homie. Good one.
Do you like his hairdo today?
Yeah.
Your roots are showing. Please, give a touch up.
When I started climbing in the mid to late 90s, sport climbing was like the big thing, you know, and pushing yourself, doing the next hardest grade on sport routes in these classic areas in the Western United States was like what people were doing at the time. So, you know, that's what I was doing.
So I go 2 bolts or to the top?
If you go to the top, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
And it wasn't until later, like a few years down the line in my mid to late teens, that I really started bouldering outside. Once I started bouldering outside, I didn't have that much fear about like climbing high off the ground because I was already doing that just with a rope. When I saw like what some other pro climbers were doing at the time, like Jason Cale really paved the way for highball bouldering with his ascent of Evolution and the Buttermilks. And just the Buttermilks in general were like, became this big proving ground for highball bouldering. To do double-digit boulders super high off the ground just became like the obvious thing. When I was like 19, I did the second ascent of This Side of Paradise. When I saw that line, I was like, oh my God, this is the sickest thing I've ever seen. And obviously, Evolution is like, you know, it's kind of like the standard of highball bouldering in the world, basically. And so I really wanted to do that. I did the second ascent of that one when I was 20, I think. I've just like been drawn to high balls ever since.
Any pain with that?
Mm-mm. I thought I'd take a nice hot therapy shower 2 days ago. So I got in the shower and I was enjoying the hot water on my back and neck, and then I turned my head a little bit to the right and my whole neck seized up and a really painful knot in my back just spasmed. This is 38. You sustain shower injuries.
Yo, what's up? Wow, what a perfect day for this.
Right?
I know, it's incredible.
I'm glad we waited till noon. I'm gonna be cold.
Wow, look at this thing.
It's so pretty.
Oh god, it's super high.
And then heel hook.
Yikes.
Cut to other high balls that Ethan has done this week.
Ethan
are
says
twice
it's
as
tall.
tall.
It makes me even more scared.
But you know what? I'm afraid on everything.
I woke up nervous this morning. I was like, ooh,
Oh, really?
I'm nervous.
How do you feel about high balls, Kyra?
Oh, they're not typically my thing. I don't think I have a
Yeah,
calm
that's like
presence
a
in
way
general.
better warm than I was on the top. That's like that's very fun climbing.
We were talking about this, Ethan. Actually, we're like, like Ethan's cheering just makes me like feel calmer. I was like, I don't think I exude that same presence. Not in a bad way, just.
That's nice. I'm glad.
No, it's nice. You have a nice calming presence.
Another cool thing about high ball bouldering is that, you know, for these things that take a lot of pads, you can't do it alone and do it safely. You need a squad.
Oh, sucked. Yes, dude.
Holy shit, that felt so good.
That was awesome.
You know, you gather this group of people together. Sometimes they don't even know each other. They're meeting each other for the first time, but everyone is like keen to try the climb. Everyone's curious about it. Everyone wants to watch. Everyone wants to spectate. It's always a community effort, which is cool. It brings people together.
Good flash.
Thanks.
I think it's because my body knows.
Just another quick high ball for Ethan.
I was so nervous.
Nice work.
Bah!
It's too
That's
good.
cool, dude. I would have
Daniel's
risked.
pissed.
It's too good.
You flashed my
I was like,
frog.
I got this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Need a stirring thing.
Oh, yeah, there's some burnt bits. Not too bad.
Yeah, but it's
though.
not bad.
No, it's fine. Like Spencer said, it's wood fired. I'm so glad Katie was filming that. Wow. That's great B-roll right there.
So what was this season like?
Oh yeah, yeah. We have a lot of but it'll be
Splatter.
warmer in the States, but then it'll be also more.
There might be a few skin cells in there somewhere. You guys don't mind, right?
Nope.
Ah.
Pretty sure we'll
Climb some high balls.
I was gonna say, we'll absorb some of your powers.
Yeah, we already have your skin.
Like I'm kind of trying to find something that's really inspiring and really tall and also like still pretty hard up there.
A little. Do you want the option of falling that high? Because I feel like on Lapel de Vide, I was like, if I was really pumped or I broke a hold, like I would probably just like miss the pads. And it felt like, I don't know.
You felt like you couldn't fall.
Basically felt like I couldn't fall. Have you found anything that's like that?
No, I think it's so rare.
Yeah.
Like there's that thing Keenan did at the whatever campsite where it seemed like for him he was like, yeah, that was kind of right on the line. I think I'm good for a long time or maybe ever. Cool to find something like that.
Should I do it ground up? Hey, you wanted high balls, Precious.
I know. I did ask for high balls.
You asked for it. She's pissed.
I'm pissed that Ethan wants to try this.
First move looks kind of hard.
Look at where it goes. I mean, I don't think that's even a boulder anymore.
It could have bolts. If it had bolts, how many bolts do you think it would have? Probably like 4 or something.
Yeah, maybe 4 bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Ethan,
really pretty though, right?
Why are you like this? Why do you always want to climb
That
the
is a good
tallest
question.
boulders? It's a serious question.
Maybe a fear addiction.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to fear.
Are you unhappy?
Aren't we all?
Do you need more love?
Now we're getting somewhere.
Nice.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's pretty.
Yeah. Technical. It's just about as difficult as I thought it would be.
When I ask myself like why I'm drawn to high boulders the most, I think that there are some easy answers like, well, they're tall, beautiful lines begging to be climbed. They're the ones that stand out in the landscape the most. And then there's like the, you know, maybe harder to swallow answers of like, there's probably some addiction to adrenaline and addiction to heightened states and addiction to dopamine.
Fucking scary. Should I bat hang? Absolutely.
Oh god.
Good question. You got a trademark, my friend. You got it. Oh god, it's weird. Abort! Ladies and gentlemen, he's responsible too. Too weird.
That's a bad influence.
Nice.
Part of it is probably like a bid for control. Putting myself in this like scary, vulnerable position where there is potential consequence, but then having some control over the outcome, or at least like imagining having some control over the outcome. In everyday life, I think it's easy to just like get lost in your mind or get lost in your phone or daydream out of control or have out of control anxiety, just feeling a sense of overwhelm. And I think climbing in general, one of the most beautiful parts of it is that, you know, you're part of this landscape and you're part of this moment in time that grabs your attention. I think that's a beautiful thing.
How many high balls do you think you've watched Ethan climb in your life, Nick?
Including videos? There's a lot of videos. Like so many videos.
Remember that like free solo crack you did in Emerald Gorge? There was like that V7 thing that you just did without pads.
Yeah.
with like a dyno at the
60
top.
feet high?
No, it was like, I don't know, 20 feet
Yeah,
high or
20
something.
feet.
But we just didn't have any pads, so
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just do it without pads.
It's a pretty even relationship we have. Like, you get me psyched to do like crazy shit, and I think I get you psyched to also do
Dangerous shit.
dangerous shit. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah,
It's a
I think
healthy-
it's a pretty good balance.
Healthy.
I like my relationship with this man.
Toxic and codependent.
Yeah, fucking A. Terrible combination.
Honestly, that's fall zone, and then this is just kind of like
Don't fall zone.
Don't fall zone. That's a good place.
At some point, I noticed this really obvious, beautiful line to the left of the quintessential in 8 Day Rain. I could just tell from, even just from standing on the ground below it, that it was probably gonna go. And the rock on it was like incredible, bullet hard. And it followed this like crack seam thing up the wall, and it was super high and beautiful. I finally wrapped down it and did all the moves right away, and then basically linked the whole thing from the ground to the top. And I was like, okay, it's not super hard, but the crux is high enough off the ground to be pretty thought-provoking.
It's a little yikesy poo.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, that was.
And then you have to like trust these little feet.
Yeah. Right over this.
Oh! Oh! Oh no.
No, that wasn't. Look, I just found
Before I pull on the wall on a high ball, I'm noticing a voice in my head that is conjuring worst case scenarios, like what if I fall way up high and miss the pads, or what if I fall onto my back or fall off of the landing onto this boulder over here. And so I'm trying to, like, you know, bring reason back into the illogical voice that wants to scare me and tell me that it's unsafe and tell me that I'm unsafe.
Is it illogical?
Humans are really good at allowing their fight or flight response to, like, take command of the conversation. And so it's not always easy to know, like, am I actually in danger doing this, or am I not in danger? Because I think that the fear usually speaks louder than the reason.
Yeah. I hear the crowd roaring. It's only right with all the pain that I compile for it. I got that ice all in my veins, ready to die for it. Ran 1,000 miles for it. This gonna be a wild story. After we come back with the rain, but if we ain't talking about victory, you can get up out of my face. I don't need any vibrations. That's
Oh my god.
my queen breakfast at Tiffany's. I'm gonna make sure that she licks. I done dreamed about it, reflected already.
This is Eye Patch, aka the Wriggler. I got her. This is Chinstrap, aka the Joker. The Jokerist.
Oh.
She is the most reclusive of the bunch by far. And she has the scariest little face.
Life gon' throw you lemons. It's not about how you start, but how you finish. Man gon' stand on business. Boy gon' rely on gimmicks. It's not about how you start, but how you finish. Popeye on that spinach.
Oh my god. You guys are so cute.